Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins are two of snooker's most celebrated players. Together, they've faced off in 18 finals and have collectively won an impressive 130 professional titles, with 70 of those being ranking titles. Their combined tally of 27 maximums is a testament to their skill and prowess on the snooker table. Discussing their achievements could take all day, but today's match is what's on everyone's mind. O'Sullivan has maintained an impressive record in Shanghai, having not faced a loss since 2016. However, he's well aware of the challenges Higgins brings to the table. Their matches are always a spectacle, showcasing not just rivalry but also mutual respect and a hint of fear. It's a treat for fans to witness these two legends, especially so early in the season, in a best-of-11 match. It's important to note that these aren't two fading stars meeting on their way down. O'Sullivan currently holds the world #1 spot, while Higgins, despite slipping a few places, is still in the top 10. Higgins' recent performance as a semi-finalist in the last event and his form this week indicate that this will be another thrilling contest. Both players have had their warm-up matches, with Ronnie winning 1 and John 2, ensuring they are in top form for this face-off.
8.
Recalling their history, their first significant meeting was even before they turned professional. It was at the World Masters in Birmingham, a major event with various sub-events. They competed in the junior tournament. While O'Sullivan was the favourite, Higgins managed to beat him in the quarterfinals and went on to defeat a young Mark Williams in the final. Their journey over the years has been nothing short of remarkable. O'Sullivan recently faced a challenge from Ali Carter but managed to find his rhythm towards the end of the match. On the other hand, Higgins, who has already made 10 centuries this season, is looking sharp. Last season wasn't the best for Higgins, with many attributing his performance to the disappointment of losing to O'Sullivan at the Crucible in the semis in 2022. However, this season, he seems more focused, determined, and hungry for victory.
60.
When two giants of the snooker world like Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins meet, it's always bound to be a thrilling encounter. Their history, achievements, and sheer skill promise a match that fans will remember for a long time. The atmosphere in the venue seemed damp, evident from Ronnie O'Sullivan's cue sticking to his hands before every shot. This isn't a pleasant feeling, especially at the beginning of a match, and it's doubtful that the condition would improve as the game progressed. O'Sullivan executed a commendable shot, though it was puzzling why he didn't opt for the black ball. The pink was certainly a more challenging pot, and he could have still played a position from the black. An uncharacteristic move from Ronnie followed, and he seemed to be struggling with his cue. The significance of a match between Ronnie and John cannot be understated. As their careers progress, their meetings become even more monumental. The winner of this match would face another challenging opponent, either Selby or Trump, but a victory over either Ronnie or John is always a significant achievement. John Higgins has a history of success in Shanghai, having won the Shanghai Masters in 2012. He managed to beat Judd Trump from a 7-2 deficit and even made a maximum in the final. In the current game, John executed a well-judged shot, aiming to pot a red and move another out of the way to be on the black or pink. However, he only managed to push the red to the cushion. An interesting observation about John's play is the distance between his cue tip and the white ball, which has increased over the years. This change might be due to switching cues or adopting a new playing habit. John's strategy to pot a red to free up the path for the other two balls was evident. He checked the scores, and it seemed that potting two reds and their corresponding colors would be sufficient for a win. However, he would realistically need 3 due to a missed plant earlier in the game. A missed shot by John gave O'Sullivan an opportunity, but the position of the pink ball might have obstructed a clear path for the red on the side cushion. In the world of snooker, every frame counts, especially when two titans of the game face off. Even though the match is a best of 11 frames, the opening frame often sets the tone for the rest of the match. The outcome of this first frame, therefore, carries a weight of significance. Both Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, seasoned professionals with countless matches under their belts, are acutely aware of this. Each has had their moments in this frame, crafting opportunities and showcasing their skills. But with those opportunities also came missed chances, and the sting of regret will undoubtedly linger for whoever loses this frame. The atmosphere in the arena is palpable. There's been a surprising miss from Ronnie, a player known for his precision and flair. The early stages of the match have been tinged with tension, with both players seemingly feeling the gravity of the occasion. Ronnie, in particular, seems to be grappling with the conditions of the table, a factor that can sometimes throw even the best players off their game. Higgins, on the other hand, is methodically working his strategy, still in need of the last red to secure the frame. John's decision-making has been a masterclass in strategic snooker, consistently opting for safety over risky shots. His intent is clear, to ensure he doesn't leave Ronnie with an easy opportunity to keep him at bay. To the avid snooker fan, this match feels like an intricate dance or a chess game, with both players trying to outmaneuver each other, setting traps and waiting for the other to make a mistake. Ronnie's recent shot, unfortunately for him, wasn't up to his usual standard, leaving Higgins with a potential frame-winning opportunity. When we delve into the history of their encounters, O'Sullivan might lead in their head-to-head record, but Higgins has a unique distinction. He boasts 33 wins against Ronnie, the best record anyone has against the snooker maestro. This isn't just a statistic, it's a psychological edge. John doesn't just play Ronnie, he expects to win against him. This self-assuredness, this quiet confidence, adds an extra layer of intrigue and pressure to the match. In Ronnie's latest book, he delves into his experiences and rivalries. He reserves special praise for John, acknowledging not just his skill but also the mental strength Higgins brings to their encounters. Higgins' performance in the 2021 Players' Championship stands as a testament to his dominance. Losing only 4 frames throughout the tournament, he displayed a level of snooker that left fans and pundits in awe. The current match might have started on a quieter note, with both players sizing each other up, but John will undoubtedly be pleased to draw first blood. Ronnie had his moments, especially with that tantalizing missed red using the long rest. But as the dust settles on the first frame, it's John Higgins who stands tall, leading 1-0 in this best-of-11 match. The stakes are high, with the winner set to face either Judd Trump or Mark Selby in the semi-finals of the prestigious Shanghai Masters. In the high-stakes world of professional snooker, every frame counts, and the opening salvos can set the tone for the entire match. As the game unfolds between John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan, the atmosphere is thick with anticipation. Higgins, having secured the first frame, has subtly shifted the pressure onto O'Sullivan's shoulders. This early lead is more than just a point on the scoreboard, it's a psychological advantage, a statement of intent in a game where mental fortitude often proves as crucial as skill. The grandeur of the stage only amplifies the significance of this match. With a spot in the semi-finals at stake, both players are acutely aware that every shot could be the difference between progression and elimination. The semi-finals, spread over 2 grueling days, are not just a test of skill but also of endurance. The eventual victors from today's matches will have to steel themselves for a marathon 19-frame encounter tomorrow, a true test of their mettle. The potential matchups in the semi-finals are mouth-watering. The snooker community is abuzz with the prospect of a showdown between Mark Selby and Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2 titans of the sport. However, the rivalry between John Higgins and Judd Trump is equally compelling. Their past encounters have produced some of the most memorable moments in snooker history. And yet, despite their dominance in the sport over the past decade, it's a curiosity that Selby and Judd haven't locked horns more frequently. The unique format of this invitational event offers a refreshing change of pace from the usual hustle and bustle of other tournaments. With a more selective pool of participants, there's a luxury of time, allowing matches to unfold at a more deliberate pace. This not only benefits the players, allowing them a breather between intense sessions, but also offers fans a more immersive viewing experience. However, amidst this grand spectacle, O'Sullivan seems to be grappling with his own demons. Known for his surgical precision and strategic acumen, he's been uncharacteristically off his game. A missed shot on the brown not only cost him a potential frame, but also seemed to rattle his confidence. But it's not just the game that's weighing on him. Technical issues with his cue, reminiscent of problems from the previous season, are proving to be a significant distraction. The cue, an extension of a snooker player's arm, needs to be in perfect condition. O'Sullivan's preoccupation with it, especially at such a crucial juncture, could prove costly. As the match progresses, the question on everyone's mind is whether O'Sullivan can recalibrate and bring his A game, or if Higgins, sensing his opponent's vulnerability, will seize the opportunity to consolidate his lead. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the drama is set to unfold in spectacular fashion. However, if Ronnie O'Sullivan is showing even the slightest hint of distraction, John is the kind of player who would be acutely aware of it. Higgins is known for seizing upon any sign of weakness in his opponent, but in a rare moment of lapse, John made a mistake with his safety shot, leaving the white ball short. It's unusual for Higgins to compound one mistake with another, but it happened. Meanwhile, Ronnie seemed to be grappling with his own issues. Whether it was the tip of his cue or something else, he was visibly unsettled. The crowd, though, seemed to be enjoying the spectacle. The match hadn't truly ignited yet, and O'Sullivan's focus seemed to be wavering. But, in a moment that might turn things around, Ronnie's shot was beautifully executed, especially the gentle touch he got on the blue. However, not all his shots were on point. There were instances where he didn't hit well, and it felt as if something was distracting him, be it his cue or the tip. But what's crucial for Ronnie is to accumulate enough points to win the frame. Once the score is leveled, he can then decide whether to clean his cue or adjust the tip. In an uncharacteristic move, John Higgins played a poor safety, leaving an opportunity for Ronnie. Despite the challenges he faced, O'Sullivan was just a few balls away from clinching the frame, and as the game progressed, it became clear that Ronnie had done enough to secure the frame. Higgins, acknowledging the situation, put his cue down. The match might not have started with the fluency one would expect from these two titans of snooker, but Ronnie O'Sullivan managed to win the second frame. The Shanghai Snooker Masters is in full swing as we enter its fourth day, and the excitement is palpable. The grandeur of the event is evident, with fans eagerly awaiting each match, and today is particularly special. Two of the sport's most iconic figures, Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, are battling it out in the quarterfinals. The scoreboard reflects the intensity of the match, with both players locked at one frame each, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. Ronnie O'Sullivan, often referred to as the Rocket for his rapid playing style, has an enviable record in Shanghai. He's been a dominant force, remaining undefeated in his last 15 matches in this city. This impressive streak began back in 2017 during a ranking event. Since then, he's clinched 2 invitation titles and recently secured a victory against Ali Carter, further solidifying his reputation as the king of the Shanghai tables. However, today's match has presented a slightly different O'Sullivan. He appears to be grappling with some equipment issues, frequently adjusting his cue tip. This unusual distraction might be affecting his average shot time, a metric where he usually excels. But even with these minor setbacks, O'Sullivan's brilliance is undeniable. He's been executing some masterful shots, a testament to his unparalleled skill, strategy, and years of experience on the green base. John Higgins, a titan in his own right, is showcasing his renowned strategic approach. Known for his methodical and conventional style, Higgins' gameplay often reflects the influence of his childhood hero, Steve Davis. But today, even Higgins has shown he's not immune to errors. As the frames progress, the atmosphere grows even more tense. Higgins, surveying the table, finds himself with a promising chance to score. The pink ball, nestled behind the pack, presents both a challenge and an opportunity. Higgins, deep in thought, is considering potting 2 or 3 of the open reds before setting his sights on the black. Depending on his positioning, he might also opt for the pink or the adjacent red. With over 900 centuries to his name, Higgins is a master strategist. Every move he makes is calculated, every risk weighed. He understands the gravity of each shot, especially in a match of this magnitude. It's a tense moment in the snooker match. Higgins seems to be in a bit of a tight spot. As the balls lay on the table, he's quickly running out of easy reds to target. The next move is crucial, breaking into the pack.
45.
John's strategy is evident. A few shots ago, he was in a similar position, but this time, without the safety net of a couple of open reds, he needs to ensure a good split of the pack. He's aiming for precision rather than brute force. The delayed backspin on his shot works to his advantage, setting him up nicely.
59.
This has been the most significant contribution by either player in the match so far. Higgins needs to capitalize on this momentum and secure the frame. He's methodically picking off the balls, showcasing his skill and experience. A few shots later, he's in a commanding position. With the pack of reds still tight, it serves as his insurance.
74.
While some players, like Judd Trump, prefer to open up the table early, Higgins is more methodical, picking off balls one by one. But regardless of the approach, the objective remains the same, to win the frame. And Higgins is doing just that, looking set to extend his lead. O'Sullivan has surpassed the 1,000 mark, a testament to his legendary status in the sport. Higgins, though trailing, is not far behind and looks set to be the next player to reach this milestone. As the frame progresses, Higgins continues to dominate. He's on course for yet another century, his 11th of
96.
the season. A slight hiccup as he misses a red, but a break of 103 is more than enough to secure the frame. It's been a masterclass from Higgins, a mix of precision, strategy, and skill. John Higgins, a seasoned snooker player, has once again demonstrated his exceptional skills by securing a score of 103 in the third frame. His strategic approach to the game, especially when it comes to safety shots, is something that young players can learn from. On one occasion, even though he hit the ball harder than he had planned, it still positioned him in a potentially advantageous spot, possibly leading to a snooker situation against his opponent. Higgins, with his vast experience, seems to be several steps ahead, almost as if he's playing a mental chess game on the snooker table. He appears to be anticipating O'Sullivan's every move, expecting him to navigate out of tight spots with relative ease. This foresight pushes Higgins to think deeper, strategizing on how to present O'Sullivan with more intricate challenges on the table. The general consensus is that O'Sullivan, with his unparalleled skills, will make the necessary adjustments, especially when approaching from the side cushion. The atmosphere in Shanghai is electric. The players, especially the likes of Higgins and O'Sullivan, have been receiving an overwhelming amount of attention and admiration. This adulation in Shanghai starkly contrasts with the reception they sometimes receive in other parts of the world. The Shanghai Masters stands out in this regard, treating its players with a level of reverence akin to Hollywood celebrities. Such treatment serves as a heartwarming reminder of the players' global appeal, especially poignant after the isolation and travel restrictions brought about by the COVID pandemic. Now, with the spotlight on him, O'Sullivan has a golden opportunity on the table. While he's globally renowned for his aggressive and flamboyant style of play, he's also a master of the safety game. When up against a titan like Higgins, O'Sullivan tends to adopt a more measured approach, showcasing immense respect for Higgins' formidable skills. This dynamic between the two players is intriguing. Some observers and pundits argue that O'Sullivan, in fact, holds Higgins' game in higher esteem than Higgins does O'Sullivan's. This is a unique dynamic in the world of snooker, where most players usually approach a match with O'Sullivan with a mix of awe and apprehension. Over the years, O'Sullivan's game has seen significant evolution. Recognizing the importance of a well-rounded skill set, he's invested time and effort into refining his tactical game. This added layer of strategy brings more depth to his matches and is likely influenced by his interactions and matches with other top-tier players like Higgins. The mutual respect and rivalry between these two giants of the game make for captivating viewing, a testament to the beauty and intricacies of professional snooker. John Higgins, a seasoned snooker player with years of experience under his belt, finds himself in a tricky spot on the table. Rolling directly into the pack of reds could inadvertently set up a shot for his opponent, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Enter Ronnie O'Sullivan, a snooker maestro known for his aggressive play and unparalleled skill. The table now presents him with an opportunity, a chance to turn the tide in his favor. But today, something seems amiss. The same player who recently crafted a masterful century against Ali Carter now appears slightly out of sync. An unexpected miss from O'Sullivan breathes life back into Higgins' hopes.
8.
Higgins, with his characteristic calm demeanor, surveys the table. Every shot, every angle is meticulously analyzed.
14.
He's considering potting the black and then taking on the red closest to the left corner pocket. Using the rest, which isn't typically his forte, he executes the shot flawlessly. It's moments like these that showcase his adaptability and deep
22.
understanding of the game.
Thirty.
In a surprising twist, Higgins misses what seemed like a routine shot, opening the door for O'Sullivan once more. The match's ebb and flow, the highs and lows, are reminiscent of iconic tennis rivalries where legends like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic have battled for supremacy. Just when one thinks the scales have tipped in favor of one player, the other stages a comeback, a testament to the depth of talent and the sheer unpredictability of sports. In the high-stakes world of professional snooker, where precision and strategy are paramount, unexpected errors can shift the tide of a match. John Higgins, a master of the game known for his meticulous play, made a surprising error that no one saw coming. This miss, which seemed to come out of the blue, has provided Ronnie O'Sullivan, another titan
21.
of the snooker world, with a golden opportunity to claw his way back into this pivotal frame. As Higgins retreated to his seat, the weight of the moment was palpable. His
27.
face, usually a mask of concentration, betrayed a hint of frustration. The miss was baffling, especially for a player of his caliber. It seemed as if there was no external
31.
reason for it, making it all the more perplexing. On the other side of the table, O'Sullivan had his challenges too. In a move that showcased the mounting tension of the match, he narrowly avoided potting a red, a reminder that even the greats can falter under pressure.
38.
The match is not just a game, it's a dance of two legends, a narrative rich with history and rivalry. O'Sullivan, who burst onto the scene with his first ranking title 30 years ago, and Higgins, who followed suit a year later, have both carved their names into the annals of snooker history. Their battles on the green base have enthralled fans for decades, and while new talents like Judd Trump have emerged, promising a new era of dominance, they've had to contend with the indomitable spirits of these legends who, against all odds, continue to shine. Earlier in the game, Higgins seemed poised to take a commanding lead. With a steely determination in his eyes, he looked set on making the score 3-1, capitalizing on his lead and putting significant distance between him and O'Sullivan. But snooker is a game of fine margins, and a single careless miss can turn the tables dramatically. If O'Sullivan manages to clinch this frame, it would be a testament to his resilience. Considering the flow of the game and Higgins' dominance, a draw for O'Sullivan would feel like a victory. Throughout the match, Ronnie appeared somewhat distracted, not quite his usual sharp self. But in snooker, fortunes can change with a single shot, and Higgins' unexpected error might just be the turning point O'Sullivan needed. Seizing the moment, O'Sullivan approached the table with a renewed focus. He carefully positioned the white ball, aiming to create a strategic advantage.
9.
The game was proving to be a complex puzzle for O'Sullivan. While some of his shots were intricate and required a delicate touch, he seemed to grapple with the basics more than usual. Fans, accustomed to seeing him glide effortlessly around the table, might be growing concerned. He's been battling through, piecing together shots rather than flowing in his usual rhythm. His attitude, however, remained commendable. Even amidst the challenges, O'Sullivan's determination was evident. But as the frame progressed, it became clear that things weren't aligning as seamlessly as they usually do for the snooker legend. In the world of snooker, few rivalries are as storied and intense as the one between Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins. Both players, with their unique styles and personalities, have given fans countless memorable moments over the years.
14.
This particular match was no exception, even if it wasn't unfolding in the typical fluid manner that spectators might expect from two legends of the game.
John Higgins 14.
From the outset, it was clear that O'Sullivan was grappling with his form. A lapse in concentration by Higgins had earlier presented him with a golden opportunity. The Reds, though not ideally positioned, offered O'Sullivan a clear path to potentially secure the frame. But the Rocket, as O'Sullivan is often called, couldn't capitalize. Higgins sensed an opening. For him, stealing this frame after all its ups and downs would be a psychological victory, a testament to his resilience and tactical acumen. The tension in the arena was palpable. Every shot, every decision, was under intense scrutiny. The blue and pink balls became the focal point. The significance of this frame was evident to all. A 2-2 outcome would leave Higgins ruining missed opportunities, knowing he had the chance to be 3-1 up. For O'Sullivan, the stakes were equally high. Falling 3 frames behind, especially when he wasn't at his best, would be a tough pill to swallow. The game then shifted to a more strategic phase, with both players opting for safety shots. O'Sullivan, ever the tactician, tried to trap Higgins by positioning the blue near the side cushion, aiming for a snooker behind the black. Higgins, not one to be easily outmaneuvered, responded brilliantly, using the right side to reposition the white ball closer to the black. O'Sullivan, showcasing his defensive prowess, made a perfect counter move, pushing the blue to the side cushion and sending the white ball back down the table. This match was turning into a chess game on a snooker table. Each move, each decision, was a testament to the skill, strategy, and mental fortitude of both players. The outcome remained in the balance, with both legends vying for dominance, reminding fans why this rivalry is one of the most revered in the world of snooker. The atmosphere in the snooker hall was electric. Every eye was fixed on the table where 2 of the sport's most celebrated players, Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, were locked in a fierce battle. The weight of their combined legacies added an extra layer of intensity to the match. Every move, every decision, and every shot was a testament to their years of experience and unparalleled skill.
John Higgins 5.
As the frame unfolded, it became clear that this was not just a game of snooker, it was a strategic duel. Both players, masters of the safety game, were engaged in a cerebral tussle, trying to outmaneuver each other. Ronnie, known for his aggressive and flamboyant style, seemed slightly off his usual rhythm. A particular shot, which saw the white ball teetering dangerously close to the pocket, was evidence of this. The audience held their collective breath, sensing the gravity of the moment. The frame was turning out to be an epic saga, with neither player giving an inch. Both had their moments of brilliance, interspersed with rare errors. The crowd, deeply invested in the outcome, reacted to every twist and turn. Gasps, sighs, and occasional applause punctuated the silence of the hall. John, on the other hand, appeared contemplative. His approach to the table, the deliberate distance he maintained from the white ball, and his measured shots hinted at a man deeply engrossed in thought. He was presented with a golden opportunity when Ronnie left a pot open. The decision was crucial, to play it safe or to seize the moment. John, ever the risk taker, chose the latter. He aimed for the pink, but the execution was not perfect. The ball, instead of finding its home in the pocket, lingered, teasing both the players and the audience. John's repeated attempts to escape a tricky snooker situation
Foul,
showcased
please.
his resilience, but it also gave Ronnie another shot at glory.
6.
With the weight of the frame on his shoulders, Ronnie approached the table. He needed to pot just one ball, the pink, to level the score. And in a display of sheer brilliance, he did just that. The frame's conclusion was a testament to the unpredictable nature of snooker. John, despite having multiple opportunities, couldn't clinch the frame. Ronnie, on the other hand, showcased his never-say-die attitude, drawing level against the odds. The snooker table, bathed in the spotlight, becomes the arena for a fierce battle of wits and skills between two of the sport's most celebrated players, John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan. The atmosphere is electric, with every pot and safety shot drawing gasps and applause from the audience. John Higgins, a seasoned player known for his meticulous game, had several golden opportunities to clinch the fourth frame. His performance leading up to the interval was nothing short of masterful. His cue action was smooth, his shot selection impeccable, and his tactical game was on point. To the discerning eye, it seemed as though Higgins was the puppet master, orchestrating the balls to his tune. Yet, the scoreboard painted a different picture, reading a tie at 2-2. On the other side of the table stood Ronnie O'Sullivan, often dubbed the Rocket, for his swift and aggressive style of play. While he might not have been at the zenith of his game, his resilience was evident. Even when the balls didn't land favorably, O'Sullivan's indomitable spirit shone through. He knew he had to elevate his game, not just to win, but to prove to himself and his fans that he could rise to the challenge. Higgins' century break earlier in the match was a testament to his skill and precision. Each shot was executed with surgical precision, a masterclass for budding snooker enthusiasts. The game, while not the most riveting these two have ever played, was still a treat for the audience. The ebb and flow, the shifts in momentum, and the sheer unpredictability made it a spectacle. The tournament had already witnessed some scintillating matches, with players pushing the boundaries of what's possible on a snooker table. The history between Higgins and O'Sullivan added another layer of intrigue. Their past encounters have been the stuff of legends, with each player pushing the other to their limits.
15.
O'Sullivan's mental fortitude was commendable. In a sport where a single missed pot can shift the momentum, staying focused and not succumbing to frustration is crucial. His ability to stay grounded even when the chips were down played a pivotal role in him securing the pre-interval frame.
1.
After a brief respite, Higgins returned to the table, looking more determined than ever. The short break gave him a chance to recalibrate, strategize, and reflect on his game plan. His century break earlier was a clear indication of his capabilities. Now, it was all about execution. Both players, acutely aware of the stakes, were now engaged in a tactical battle. Safety shots, aimed at forcing errors from the opponent, became the order of the day. Each player was trying to outwit the other, setting traps and waiting for the other to falter. O'Sullivan's recent shots were a mixed bag. Moments of sheer brilliance were occasionally overshadowed by unexpected misses. But that's the beauty of snooker. It's as much a mental game as it is about skill. Higgins, too, had his moments. His shots, laden with spin, showcased his deep understanding of the game's physics. Yet, even he wasn't immune to errors.
29.
As the match progressed, it became clear that this was more than just a game. It was a battle of legacy, of proving one's mettle, and of showcasing the beauty of snooker.
35.
John Higgins, a name synonymous with precision and strategy in the world of snooker, exemplifies the art of patient break building. Unlike many players who might rush or take unnecessary risks, Higgins adopts a methodical approach. He meticulously selects his shots, often opting for blues and balk colors, all while crafting a pathway to dominate the table. This strategy, while seemingly slow-paced, allows him to build a solid foundation, accumulating 30 or 40 points, setting the stage for a more aggressive play if the situation demands. This approach, reminiscent of the old-school snooker legends, is a testament to Higgins' deep understanding of the game. He knows that snooker is not just about flashy shots, it's a mental game, a battle of wits. If he manages to secure a lead of 50 points or more and then faces a challenging situation, he doesn't panic. Instead, he closes the shop, ensuring his opponent is left with no easy opportunities. It's a strategy that can be likened to a boxing match. John either delivers a knockout punch with a single visit to the table or wears you down round after round, ensuring you're always on the back foot. One of the standout attributes of Higgins' gameplay is his unyielding composure, even under the most intense pressure. Where many players might falter or
81.
show signs of nervousness, Higgins remains stoic, his face betraying nothing. This mental strength, an invaluable asset in the high-stakes world of professional snooker, is something that can't be easily taught or acquired. It's born from years of experience, countless matches, and an innate belief in one's abilities.
93. 97.
The fifth frame of the match was a masterclass from Higgins. After a somewhat scrambled start, he shifted gears to produce a brilliant century break, his second of the match. This wasn't just a display of skill, it was a statement. Capitalizing on O'Sullivan's earlier miss, Higgins showcased why he is considered one of the best in the business. With this century under his belt, he confidently moved ahead with a 3-2 lead, setting his sights on the coveted semi-final spot in the Shanghai Masters. In the bustling city of Shanghai, the atmosphere is electric. The snooker table, bathed in the glow of overhead lights, becomes the focal point of an intense battle between two of the sport's most celebrated players, John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan. As the audience watches with bated breath, the scoreboard reveals a close contest, with Higgins leading 3-2 in a best-of-11 frame quarterfinal. John Higgins, a seasoned player known for his meticulous approach, has already demonstrated his expertise with a second-century break in the match. This achievement is no small feat, especially considering the pressure of the tournament and the caliber of his opponent. Yet, the match has not been without its challenges. Both players have faced moments of uncertainty, with the balls not always landing in their favor, leading to a mix of strategic safety plays and unexpected misses. Ronnie O'Sullivan showcases another facet of his game. He effortlessly switches to his left hand. This ambidextrous skill, once a topic of heated debate and seen as audacious in the snooker world, has now become a signature move for O'Sullivan. It's a testament to how the game has evolved, with many upcoming players now training to play with both hands. Inspired by O'Sullivan's prowess, the audience, comprising both seasoned snooker enthusiasts and new fans, watches intently. Every shot is met with anticipation. A particular move by John, intended to break a stalemate, inadvertently shifts the momentum. Instead of securing an advantage, he leaves an opening for Ronnie. O'Sullivan, ever the opportunist, capitalizes on this mistake. With precision and strategy, he disperses the reds and positions the white ball to his advantage, much to the delight of his fans. Despite the occasional hiccups and the pressure of the tournament, O'Sullivan remains resilient. He's only a frame behind, which in the world of snooker, means the game is still very much up for grabs. As the match unfolds, the intricacies of the players' strategies become evident. Ronnie, in one instance, attempts a calculated move to clear the black spot by cannoning a red ball. Every shot, every decision, is a testament to the players' deep understanding of the game and their determination to emerge victorious. The Shanghai arena, with its mix of tradition and modernity, serves as the perfect backdrop for this clash of titans. The audience, aware of the stakes and the history between these two players, remains engrossed. With every pot, safety, and strategic play, the narrative of the match unfolds, promising more twists and turns as it hurtles towards its conclusion. Today's snooker match between the legendary Ronnie O'Sullivan and the formidable John Higgins has been nothing short of a masterclass in skill, strategy, and psychological warfare. The narrative of the day has been punctuated by a series of twists and turns, with O'Sullivan's journey being particularly intriguing. Every time Ronnie seemed poised to seize control, to string together a series of shots that would put him firmly in the driver's seat, fate intervened. Whether it was a tricky table layout, an unexpected miss, or just the sheer unpredictability of the game, O'Sullivan found himself repeatedly stymied. Yet, what stood out wasn't his challenges, but his response to them. The Ronnie of old might have shown visible frustration, might have let the game's caprices get under his skin, but today, he showcased a level of patience and discipline that was truly commendable. It's clear that his work with sports psychologist Steve Peters has borne fruit, transforming him into a player who can weather storms with equanimity. In contrast, John Higgins, with his stoic demeanor and methodical play, continued to apply pressure. Every shot he took seemed calculated to not just score, but to strategically position the balls, making it challenging for O'Sullivan to find his rhythm. The dynamic between the two players was akin to a high-stakes chess match, with each player trying to think several moves ahead. The intricacies of their strategies were evident in every frame. For instance, there was a moment when Ronnie played a safety shot that was nothing short of genius, setting himself up for a potential game-changing break. But in snooker, even the best-laid plans can go awry. A slight misjudgment on the blue led to a cascade of events that disrupted his flow. Yet, even in the face of such setbacks, O'Sullivan's resilience shone through. Instead of succumbing to disappointment, he regrouped, refocused, and played with renewed vigor. The backdrop to this intense competition was the vibrant city of Shanghai. The tournament, one of the most prestigious in the snooker calendar, has always been a favorite for O'Sullivan. The energy of the city, the passionate fans, and the allure of the tournament seemed to spur him on, pushing him to dig deep and find reserves of strength and skill even when the odds seemed stacked against him. As the match progressed, the tactical nature of the game became even more pronounced. The positioning of the balls on the table hinted at a potential re-rack, a situation both players were keen to avoid. Every shot, every decision, carried with it the weight of the match, making for a gripping spectacle. In essence, this match was a testament to the beauty and complexity of snooker. It wasn't just about potting balls or scoring points. It was a mental and emotional marathon, a test of strategy, patience, resilience, and sheer willpower. Both O'Sullivan and Higgins, with their unique styles and approaches, showcased why they are considered among the best in the world, providing fans with a match that will be remembered for years to come. The snooker match unfolding between Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins is nothing short of a masterclass. Both players, legends in their own right, are showcasing a blend of skill, strategy, and mental fortitude that has the audience on the edge of their seats. From the outset, the narrative of the game has been one of suspense and unpredictability. O'Sullivan, known for his flamboyant style and unparalleled skill, seemed to be on the cusp of gaining momentum multiple times. However, the game's ebb and flow continually shifted, presenting challenges at every turn. This wasn't a straightforward match for O'Sullivan. Every time he seemed poised to compile a significant break, an obstacle arose. Yet, what stood out was his remarkable patience and discipline, qualities that have evolved over his illustrious career. John Higgins was equally impressive. He played a series of safety shots, each meticulously planned to trap O'Sullivan and gain an upper hand. One could sense the depth of thought behind each of Higgins' moves, always trying to be one step ahead, looking for that elusive opening. A potential game-changer, a gap appeared, presenting Higgins with a dilemma. He could strike the red, but the pot was far from guaranteed. The weight of the moment was evident. Higgins, deep in thought, knew that this shot could potentially shatter the deadlock. But the looming question was, would it tilt the balance in his favor or hand the advantage to O'Sullivan? O'Sullivan found himself in a peculiar situation. In what some spectators might interpret as a stroke of luck, he didn't leave a direct red for Higgins. This might have seemed like a minor oversight to the untrained eye, but in the world of snooker, such nuances can make or break a game. However, the subsequent in-off shot he played turned out to be a double-edged sword. While it didn't present O'Sullivan with an easy red, especially given his struggles with distant shots that day, it inadvertently paved the way for Higgins to capitalize.
6.
Higgins, a maestro in his own right, began to meticulously construct his break. Demonstrating his deep understanding of the game's geometry, he positioned himself on the blue
14.
with surgical precision. Higgins was setting the stage for a dominant finish. He aimed to maintain a high position on the black. Every stroke was a testament to his years of experience and countless hours of practice. The frame had a slow burn to it, with the black's position over the pocket adding an extra layer of complexity. But once Higgins found his rhythm, he was unstoppable. O'Sullivan, a titan of the sport who hadn't tasted defeat in Shanghai since his 2016 upset against Michael Holt, was now feeling the heat. The rocket
28.
needed to reignite his engines, find that elusive spark of brilliance to mount a formidable comeback.
36.
This match is more than just a game, it's a battle of wits, a psychological duel, and a testament to the strategic brilliance of both players. As the audience watches with bated breath, one thing is clear: this is snooker at its finest. In the high-stakes world of professional snooker, the ongoing match between legends Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins was shaping up to be a masterclass in strategy and skill. The crucible was abuzz with anticipation, as every shot and decision could tilt the balance of the game.
Fifth.
Higgins' break solidified his dominance in the match. He was inching closer to the coveted semi-final spot, with the scoreboard reflecting a 4-2 lead in his favor. The narrative of the match was clear. While O'Sullivan was a force to be reckoned with, Higgins was the man of the hour, consistently outscoring his opponent. Fans and pundits alike left in awe of the masterclass they had just witnessed. The match was not just a game, it was a symphony of strategy, skill, and sheer willpower. With both players vying for victory, the next frames promised even more drama and excitement. Currently, the scoreboard reads 4-2 in favor of Higgins, marking the first time he's managed to carve out a 2-frame lead in this intense battle. The weight of the match's importance is evident in every shot they play. O'Sullivan, ever the innovator, chooses to break off left-handed. This isn't just a show of his ambidextrous prowess, but a calculated decision. He believes that this approach allows him to apply more side spin, granting him greater control over the white ball's trajectory. This technique showcases Ronnie's deep understanding of the game's mechanics and his willingness to adapt and innovate, even in high-pressure situations. Throughout the match, O'Sullivan has displayed a cautious strategy. Instead of going for thick contacts on the pack, which carries the risk of inadvertently pushing a red towards a corner pocket, he's consistently opted for thin contacts. This approach, while safer, also speaks to a certain hesitancy in his game today. In stark contrast, Higgins' approach is more direct and traditional. He relies on solid contacts on the reds, aiming to position the white ball in challenging spots for his opponent, particularly behind the brown and yellow. This tactical play has served him well, as evidenced by his impressive breaks, including 2 centuries and a 71. However, the match isn't just about high breaks and tactical plays. There's a psychological battle unfolding as well. A subtle tap on the table from Higgins, for instance, isn't just an acknowledgement of O'Sullivan's skill in maneuvering the white ball, it's also a nod to the respect between these two competitors. Yet, for all of Higgins' successes in this match, O'Sullivan's highest break of just 44 stands out. This statistic is a stark reminder that the Rocket hasn't found his usual rhythm. His safety play, while commendable, hasn't been complemented by his usual heavy scoring. If he hopes to mount a comeback, he'll need to rediscover his scoring touch soon. Ronnie, meanwhile, takes his time, analyzing the table's layout and planning his next moves. Whether he's gauging the potential of potting the black into the left corner or positioning for the pink, every move is calculated.
15.
As the match progresses, the tension only intensifies.
16.
Both players, with their unique styles and strategies, are offering a masterclass in snooker. The audience, captivated, waits with bated breath to see how this enthralling contest will unfold. In the midst of a gripping snooker match between Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, the tension is palpable. The game has reached a crucial juncture, where every shot could change the outcome. The balls are positioned in such a way that a significant play seems imminent. Ronnie, ever the strategist, is already thinking several moves ahead. Seeing an opening, aims for the pink, hoping to play a cannon on the red above, positioning it to the left. However, even for a player of Ronnie's caliber, things don't always go as planned. He needs to remain focused and avoid any careless moves. But a slight miscalculation sees his high break increase only to 45, not the result he was hoping for. There's a suspicion that Ronnie might have gotten a kick on his shot, a minor deviation that can drastically affect the ball's trajectory. John, too, seems to experience a similar issue, further adding to the unpredictability of the match. Ronnie's exceptional discipline throughout the game is evident. In the past, he's been known to adopt a more cavalier approach, especially against lower-ranked players. But today, against a formidable opponent like Higgins, he's been meticulous, even if the results haven't always favored him. The conversation shifts to Mark Selby, another titan of the snooker world. He's just defeated Judd Trump with a commanding 6-1 score, finishing with an impressive 83 break. If Ronnie manages to turn this match around, he'll face Selby next, a challenge in its own right. The standard of play in this tournament is exceptionally high. To reach the final, players might have to defeat both Higgins and Selby, a daunting task. And with the semi-finals spanning 2 sessions, endurance, both mental and physical, will be tested to the limit.
90.
Earlier, we mentioned that if there's one player you'd want in a tight spot, 40 points
25.
behind, aiming for a vital clearance, it's John Higgins. His track record in such situations is truly phenomenal. It seems like a pivotal moment in the match. Just when Ronnie O'Sullivan seemed to be gaining momentum, things took an unexpected turn. Given the current placement of the balls, it would take a significant error on Higgins' part to lose the advantage. Even the red on the right doesn't seem too challenging, given the ample space around it. As Higgins pots the black, it will take the pink spot. This could work to his advantage, especially for the last red on the right. He needs to ensure he gets a good angle to pot the black and position himself for the
48.
red. Higgins' next shot is crucial. He needs to ensure he pots the pink. The pressure is mounting. One good pot, and he could secure the frame. But he needs to be careful. A slight miscalculation could cost him dearly.
$56.
As he pots the green, he's 11
59.
points ahead. The blue is all he needs to secure a 5-2 lead and be just one frame away from the semi-finals.
63.
O'Sullivan had shown promise earlier, making his highest break of the match. But things went awry, and Higgins seized the opportunity. Once again, he showcased his exceptional skills. Now, Higgins is on the cusp of victory. If he wins one more frame, he'll face Mark Selby in the semi-finals. The stakes couldn't be higher. John Higgins, the seasoned snooker maestro, stands at the precipice of a significant victory. With a lead of 5-2, he's been the dominant force in this match, consistently showcasing his prowess by making the key breaks that have kept his opponent on the back foot. The semi-finals are tantalizingly close, and for Higgins, this is a familiar territory. His ability to maintain pressure and capitalize on opportunities has been the hallmark of his illustrious career. Across the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan, another legend of the game, refuses to be subdued. In a display of his trademark finesse, he executed a delicate shot, a thin clip with just the right touch of side spin, masterfully positioning the white ball behind the yellow. It's a testament to his unparalleled skill and a reminder that he's far from out of this contest. However, Higgins, ever the relentless competitor, responded with a terrific pot, a move that's become synonymous with his style of play. It's classic Higgins, seizing the first opportunity that presents itself and then building a significant break. This ability to pounce on chances and sprint to the finish line is what separates the good players from the greats. And in this match, Higgins is proving once again why he's considered among the elite. O'Sullivan's track record in Shanghai is nothing short of remarkable. He's enjoyed a winning streak of 15 consecutive matches, a testament to his dominance and prowess on the snooker table. But today, the magic seems elusive. Despite his unwavering effort and determination, he's found himself grappling with the conditions, and hasn't been able to summon the usual fluency that fans around the world associate with him. The looming question now is whether he'll get another shot at redemption, another chance to showcase the brilliance that has made him a household name in the world of snooker. On the other side, Higgins has been in sublime form. His performance has been punctuated with 2 centuries and a couple of breaks in the 70s. He's eyeing another significant
41.
break, one that could potentially seal his place against Mark Selby in the subsequent round. Their past encounters have been the stuff of legends. Selby managed to edge out Higgins in their World Championship quarterfinals match
49.
last season. However, Higgins exacted revenge in the Players' Championship in 2021, where he handed Selby a resounding 6-0 defeat. As the match unfolds, Higgins seems poised for victory, but snooker, like life, is unpredictable. A fleeting lapse in concentration, perhaps the allure of a 147 break, sees him making uncharacteristic errors. The balls, which seemed perfectly aligned for a Higgins masterclass, now offer O'Sullivan a sliver of hope. With a lead of 52 points, the outcome of the match hangs in the balance, reminding fans and players alike of the unpredictability and thrill of the game. John Higgins, with meticulous care, he aimed to place the white ball in the middle of the table, hoping for a clear shot on the blue. John's strategy in the game had always been clear. He prioritized the pot over achieving perfect positioning. This approach, while seemingly conservative, was a testament to his patience and experience. He was known to take multiple shots to find the ideal position, ensuring he remained in control of the table. In this high-stakes match, a single accurate pot from John could be the final nail in the coffin.
1.
However, the game was proving to be unpredictable. John's recent shots were just off the mark. 3 times, the balls were almost perfectly aligned, and each time he hit them head-on. It was uncharacteristic of the seasoned player. In recent years, whispers in the snooker community suggested that John had found it challenging to close out matches, especially in a few high-profile finals. He's had 2 golden opportunities to win this one, and while he's been fortunate with where the white ball ended up, the strategic positioning of the green and brown balls didn't favor O'Sullivan, who was trailing by 58 points. The crowd's reaction was a rollercoaster of emotions.
31.
Many had prematurely thought the match was over, but Ronnie's exceptional pot showed that the game was still very much alive. This was a surprise chance for him, and he looked the most relaxed he had all day. If he could turn this round, it would force Higgins to reflect deeply on his missed opportunities.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 44.
Ronnie, with his eyes sharp and focused, seemed to have a plan brewing in his mind. He might have the angle to disrupt the brown and green balls, a move that, if successful, could set him up for a potential match-winning streak. The crowd cheered with a mix of hope and admiration as he executed a beautiful shot, freeing the green ball while leaving the brown near the side cushion. But Ronnie's unique skill, his ambidexterity, meant he could play from either side, giving him an edge. If he could position himself behind the brown, he'd have a straightforward shot to the blue. Ronnie's next move was strategic, attempting to push the brown closer to a pocket. The match, which seemed all but over with Higgins having 2 clear chances to finish it, was suddenly alive and kicking again. Given Ronnie's performance that day, there was a lingering doubt in the minds of spectators. He might pot the blue but miss the pink. He wasn't in the ideal position for the
17.
blue, making the subsequent shot to the pink more challenging, but he needed that pink to keep the match going, a match that seemed concluded just moments ago. The crowd in Shanghai, a mix of seasoned snooker enthusiasts and newcomers, watched with bated breath as Ronnie made a terrific clearance. The score now stood tantalizingly at 5-3 in Higgins' favor, setting the stage for a thrilling conclusion. As the snooker balls settled on the table, the audience could feel the tension in the air. Ronnie O'Sullivan, with his signature flair and finesse, had just managed to pull off an impressive clearance. This move not only showcased his unparalleled skill but also breathed new life into the match, narrowing his deficit against the formidable John Higgins to 5-3. The room was filled with a mix of anticipation and admiration. Every whisper and murmur from the audience seemed to echo O'Sullivan's resurgence. The cheers and applause he received were not just for the points he scored, but for the indomitable spirit he displayed. Despite the odds, he was proving that he was far from being out of the game. On the other side of the table, John Higgins, a veteran of many battles, tried to maintain his composure. He knew he had to reset mentally, pushing aside any lingering thoughts about the recent turn of events. With every stroke, he aimed to reclaim his dominance, adding another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. For many players, especially those with less experience, such a situation could be overwhelming. The weight of missed opportunities and the pressure of the audience's gaze could be paralyzing. But Higgins was no stranger to pressure. He had faced and conquered far more challenging situations in his illustrious career. Yet, even a seasoned player like him couldn't completely mask the hint of anxiety he felt. The desire to secure this frame and avoid a narrowing 5-4 scoreline was evident in his every move.
1.
Meanwhile, O'Sullivan's performance was a study in resilience. While he hadn't been at the top of his game today, especially with his long pots, he never showed any signs of defeat. His determination was unwavering, and his spirit, unbreakable. When Higgins left an opening, O'Sullivan was quick to seize the opportunity, demonstrating why he is considered one of the best in the sport. One particular long pot from O'Sullivan stood out, not just for its precision but for what it represented, a fighter's spirit. The previous frame's victory, against all odds, had undoubtedly bolstered his confidence. The challenges of the day seemed to fade into the background as O'Sullivan's renewed belief shone brightly. With every shot, he seemed to be sending a message: today could still be his day. The audience, sensing the gravity of the moment, watches with bated breath. For the first time in the match, a genuine reaction escapes from Ronnie. The momentum, which had been subtly shifting in his favor after a brilliantly executed long red, takes a sudden turn. A missed blue shot, which in any other circumstance would have been routine for him, brings out a raw display of his frustration. This momentary lapse, the most evident reaction from him today, reveals the pressure even the greats feel. John Higgins is also grappling with the game's challenges. He's been meticulously trying to free the red and black, but the balls seem to have a mind of their own today.
Nine.
The tide, it seems, is subtly turning in Ronnie's favor. John's usually impeccable timing and judgment, which have been his allies throughout his illustrious career, seem to be betraying him. A missed shot here, a misjudged angle there, and the mounting frustration becomes evident. However, just when doubts begin to creep in, John's resilience and class shine through. He pulls off a terrific recovery shot, a testament to his character, skill, and years of experience on the green baize. He's acutely aware that he shouldn't have been in that tricky position in the first place, but he doesn't let past mistakes cloud his judgment. This is where the real mettle of a player is tested, where champions rise above the rest. The cue ball's position, however, remains less than ideal. In the heart of a riveting snooker match between two titans of the game, John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan, the atmosphere is electric. Every shot, every decision, every nuance is under the microscope, and the weight of the moment is palpable. John Higgins, a master tactician, is at a crucial juncture. He's faced with a shot that could potentially swing the momentum of the match. The objective is clear: open up the table and set the stage for a decisive break. But as is often the case in high-pressure situations, even the best can falter. Higgins' shot doesn't go as envisioned. This seemingly minor misjudgment is enough to shift the balance. The look of frustration on Higgins' face speaks volumes. He knows he's left an opening, and in this game, even the smallest of errors can have significant consequences.
One.
The tide of the match seems to be turning. O'Sullivan, sensing a window of opportunity, starts to find his groove. His long shots, which had been a bit off earlier, are now finding their mark with laser precision. The audience, sensing a potential comeback, is on the edge of their seats.
17. $23.
Throughout this match, O'Sullivan's performance has been a testament to his tenacity. While he hasn't showcased his trademark flamboyant breaks, his sheer determination and willpower are evident. He's grinding out points, battling for every opportunity, and showcasing a side of his game that's as impressive as his natural talent.
27.
When O'Sullivan pots what many believe to be the frame ball, the arena erupts. The score difference now firmly places O'Sullivan in the driver's seat, with a mere 27 points left
16.
on the table. On the other side, Higgins, who seemed to be in control earlier with a commanding lead, now finds himself grappling with mounting pressure. He had multiple golden opportunities to put the match to bed, but a combination of minor errors and O'Sullivan's doggedness has kept the latter in the game. The crowd, many of whom are diehard O'Sullivan fans, are in ecstasy. The suspense, the drama, the sheer unpredictability of the match has them hooked. As the scoreline narrows to 5-4 in favor of Higgins, the anticipation reaches a fever pitch. For Higgins, the stakes couldn't be higher. This match, which once seemed firmly in his grasp, could redefine his season. But now, with O'Sullivan breathing down his neck, the outcome hangs in the balance. In a riveting showdown, two of snooker's most celebrated players, Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, are battling it out. Together, they boast an impressive 130 professional titles. Today's match has been a roller coaster. While Higgins has showcased his finesse with 2 centuries and 3 half-centuries, O'Sullivan has been more reserved, with his highest break being just 45. However, O'Sullivan's tenacity is evident. He's managed to narrow the gap, making the score 5-4 in favor of Higgins. Despite his lead, Higgins has had multiple opportunities to seal the match but hasn't capitalized on them. This has made the contest even more gripping. If O'Sullivan can pull off a win, it would be a testament to his resilience, especially considering he hasn't been at the top of his game. The atmosphere is palpable. The crowd is on the edge of their seats, sensing a potential shift in momentum. Every shot, every decision is crucial. Higgins, despite his earlier dominance, is now under immense pressure. The worst-case scenario for him would be if O'Sullivan suddenly unleashes a flurry of big breaks, turning the tables completely.
29.
O'Sullivan's recent shots have been impeccable, displaying great control and precision. The crowd is buzzing, sensing that the tide of the match might be turning in O'Sullivan's favor. For Higgins, the situation is becoming increasingly dire. There's no guarantee he'll get another shot, and he's well aware of it. If O'Sullivan manages to clinch this, it would rank as one of his most memorable victories. Especially against an opponent of Higgins' caliber. It's not just about coming from behind, it's about doing so on a day when he hasn't been at his best. Higgins might have given him a few chances, but O'Sullivan's patience and discipline have been commendable. The current frame is shaping up to be a decisive one. Unlike previous frames, which saw prolonged safety plays and awkward ball positions, this one offers O'Sullivan a clear path. The black ball is in a favorable position, and if history is any indication, O'Sullivan might just capitalize on this and win the frame with a significant break. The stakes are high, and the atmosphere is palpable. The question on everyone's mind, can O'Sullivan push the match to a decider? Higgins has had numerous chances to secure a win, but the looming threat is O'Sullivan's potential to deliver a game-changing break. The crowd can sense a shift in momentum.
73.
For Higgins, a seasoned player, losing this match after having a lead would be a significant blow, especially considering his promising start to the season. The momentum he had built could vanish in an instant, and as the game progresses, O'Sullivan seems to find his rhythm,
86.
cueing more fluently and confidently. By the 10th frame, the real O'Sullivan emerges, delivering his most significant break of the match. The tables have turned, and the pressure on Higgins intensifies. This frame is a testament to O'Sullivan's resilience. Despite not having made a half-century throughout the day, he delivers a century in this crucial frame. The score now stands at a nail-biting 5-5, setting up an unexpected decider. The winner of the next frame will secure their spot in the semi-finals. The anticipation is palpable. Who will emerge victorious in this clash of titans? In the climactic deciding frame of this riveting quarterfinal, Ronnie O'Sullivan takes the initial break. The dynamics of the match have been unpredictable. John Higgins, with a lead of 5-2, seemed poised for victory. He was the dominant force, consistently making breaks and seizing opportunities. However, O'Sullivan's resilience was evident as he managed to pull off a century in the previous frame, leveling the score. As the frame unfolds, Ronnie's confidence is palpable. He takes a shot at the left corner, executing it with precision. The cue ball's reaction is a testament to his skill. Earlier in the match, such a shot would have been unthinkable for Ronnie, but now, with momentum on his side, he's taking calculated risks. John Higgins, on the other hand, appears to be sinking into his seat, reflecting on missed opportunities and the sudden surge in O'Sullivan's performance. The match has taken a turn. For the first time, it feels like Ronnie has the upper hand. He's not just waiting for John to make mistakes, he's actively creating opportunities for himself. His attitude throughout the match has been commendable. Even when the odds were against him, he remained focused, waiting for his chances and capitalizing on them when they came. The atmosphere is tense. Every shot is crucial. Ronnie's commitment to each play is evident. He's not just going for pots. He's thinking several moves ahead, positioning the cue ball perfectly for subsequent shots. The question on everyone's mind is, who can stop this version of Ronnie in Shanghai? He's been unbeaten here for years. If he does secure this win, his next challenge will be Mark Selby, a formidable opponent who doesn't fear him. The potential matchup promises to be electrifying.
45.
As the frame progresses, Ronnie faces a slightly tricky shot on the black. He needs to be careful with his positioning, ensuring he doesn't overrun. With precision, he plays it low, setting himself up for the next move. The game's intricacies are on full display, with each player's strategy and skill determining the outcome.
59.
At one point, John Higgins, leading 5-2, seemed poised for victory. He was the dominant player, consistently making breaks. Yet, in a twist of fate, O'Sullivan managed a century in the previous frame, leveling the playing field. As the game progressed, Ronnie showcased his exceptional skills. A particularly impressive shot into the left corner highlighted his prowess, not just in potting but also in controlling the cue ball's reaction. Earlier in the match, such a shot might have been beyond him, but now, with the stakes so high, he delivered. Despite Ronnie's earlier struggles, he seemed to have found his rhythm, potentially looking to close out the match on his first chance in the decider. The match showcased O'Sullivan's unwavering desire to win. Regardless of his comments or demeanor, his determination was evident. He had set his sights on this tournament and was fully committed to securing victory. His resilience, even when the odds seemed stacked against him, was commendable. He never gave up, always waiting for an opportunity to turn the tide.
99.
As the game neared its end, the atmosphere was electric. Ronnie was just a few shots away from sealing the match. His initial red shot was nothing short of brilliant, setting the stage for a potential victory. Given Ronnie's mindset and recent performance, he seemed ready for any challenge.
112.
The climax of the match was nothing short of spectacular. O'Sullivan, who hadn't made a half-century throughout the day, delivered back-to-back centuries, showcasing his unparalleled skills. Against all odds, from being 5-2 down, he emerged victorious, delighting his fans and setting up an exciting semi-final against Selby.